So John's hitting the switch and it's flipping back and forth. But ideally, like I said, you would want to drill into the rear bumper to get everything mounted.
What is going on, guys? It's Toby here, and today we're going to be installing a super illegal mod. So I just want to reiterate that this is just for display purposes only. It is not for street use, but this is a James Bond style plate flipper, and basically we're going to wire it in. So the first thing that we need to do is remove my plate. I already tested this to make sure that the electrical motor is functional, and then it flips the plate, which is pretty cool. So we're going to put this quiet plate on the other side and then run my real plate. But once again, we're not running this on the street. We're only gonna do it for display purposes, and then I'll take it off. So I think we're gonna tap into the taillight harnesses. We have constant 12-volt power sources on each of these sides right here. I think that's what I'm gonna use. And then I have to run 3 negatives as well, which I'll probably run off the taillight harness as well, run it all the way up to the cabin, and then I'll have a switch that sits inside the sunglass holder right here so that I can flip the plate from inside the car. So that'll go right here. This needs to be ran all the way to the cabin. I've got my 14 gauge wire right here. Anyways, this is gonna go to the switch. So I just wanna measure out and make sure that it's long enough before I cut it and basically get myself in a situation where the wire is way too short. Because in all reality, the wire needs to run from this plate right here all the way to the front of the car in the cabin. These two are now heat shrinked. I really do hope I bought enough wire here. Might be cutting it close, but the rest of these are power and ground. I'll put the wiring diagram on the left-hand corner of the screen in case you guys are looking to do this at home. So I'm just heat shrinking down the last powers, and then I'm gonna remove the plate and run it through the whole thing. I think I'm gonna run off the 12-volt third brake light. So I guess all the trim inside the car has to come out in order to do this, which is just gonna add like another hour of unnecessary nonsense to this. Last 2 steps here for, as far as wiring goes for the moment until we tap into the car's power, is to get the flipper motor attached to that window button switch. So we're gonna heat shrink here and get that down. Bad news, fellas. So I got everything wired up perfectly. I actually ended up using one of the tag lights as a power source for constant 12 volts. But as you can see, when I flip this switch, this thing is causing the actual mechanical portion of the wire feeder not to work. So what had happened was I was testing out the switch, I hit it, it flipped the plate, and then I heard like a big bang, and the wire here actually just broke the entire freaking wheel that it's on, and it broke all the metal guides for the wires. So this whole assembly kind of just flew off after the plate flipped, and then I went over here to look at it, I tried to reassemble it, and now it doesn't work. So I may need a whole new unit. I don't know, I'll try to figure it out, but something weird definitely happened. If that's the case, I'll just get a new one and we'll try it again. But now we know what to do for the wiring. We have it literally all set up. The tag light right here is perfect. It's a source for it. That'll work for you. You have power and ground, then you have to run all those wires. But it is a shame that that thing decided to break. You can literally see the metal shavings in here from when this thing popped off during testing. You guys have any idea of how frustrating it is to spend 4 hours wiring this up, getting everything perfect, figuring out the power source, and then having the freaking thing break on you last second? That's the most annoying thing ever. Well, that's lovely. Guess what? The battery's dead now, since we left it on accessory mode so much, testing for power, so now we can't even leave or anything. Yeah, great. That is just fantastic. We can push it out, but I'm by myself, so I don't know how I can dump the clutch and do that at the same time. Car all the way to the back wall. We're gonna give it a rolling momentum start and see if I can bump start it out of the garage door. Let's do it. Done it! Oh, that was so close! There's an LT1 in this Silverado right here, but we got everything grounded. We've got power there. Then we ran it through here to Sally, so let's see if she jumps up. All right, Sally, do me a solid and start. Yes, sir, let's go. Little update on the plate flipper. John and I were able to figure out what caused it to break, so the wheel popped off. That's pretty much what caused it to break, and then we figured out the way that the wires need to go on there for it to flip. We tested it out and everything, but now John is going to weld it on the couch so that we don't have that failure point anymore inside of the wheel. So I'm gonna look away. This is not safe, but go ahead. Now I should be able to demo it with the quiet plate on there, so check it out. Ready? Well, you guys can see that it's now functional. So if you pick this thing up, definitely weld that together because that's what caused the failure. It popped off and we lost the wiring. Guys ready to hear the, watch this. I'm gonna go ahead and remove my license plate. So let's get this thing off and get the James Bond styled one mounted up. Almost there. Alright. Does look like I'm gonna have to screw some holes here for that James Bond styled license plate flipper because the holes don't line up that are already on it. So we got drill bits, I'm not worried about that. Let's get it done. Here's the mounting holes for my OEM plate, and we drilled through on this side on the James Bond styled one. Now we're gonna take a bigger bit and go in there. Currently I've got it 3M'd on both things, so the license plate flipper and the actual tag, but there's your example of what it would look like if I were to drill into the rear bumper. So John's hitting the switch and it's flipping back and forth, but ideally, like I said, you would want to drill into the rear bumper to get everything mounted, and we're not going to do that because the holes didn't line up whatsoever, so it's 3M right now. And now it broke. So all that tension pretty much just broke that middle piece that was welded on. Definitely have a flawed design there.
Dude, it snapped.
Hey, at least we got a... No, it just broke the weld off. Or it broke the thing. Did it break the thing or it broke the weld? Literally got a couple uses out of the plate flipper before it broke again. And just like that, my real plate is now fully mounted, all set and ready to go.
Today we're going to be going on a date with at least 13 different women at the same time.
This vlog is definitely taking an unexpected turn. Somebody hit me on the turnpike yesterday, and to make matters worse, they actually ended up running as well. So I was coming back to West Palm Beach from John's house, and it was raining like crazy. They actually clipped me, continued on, and didn't stop whatsoever. I pulled over in the shoulder because it was raining super hard, and I thought that they would stop. Obviously, the nudge was pretty noticeable, but thankfully the damage is just limited to paint, as you guys can see right there. And I also lost a splitter, so we're gonna order up a new splitter. It's gonna be gloss black instead of this satin black or this unpainted black. I guess you could call it matte black. It's around 180 bucks, so we'll get a replacement there. And then one of my followers actually hit me up, and they have a paint and body shop in Miami. Yeah, North Miami. So he's gonna be doing the paint. He's picking up the bumper today, and we need to completely remove it. But once again, I'm super glad that my carbon fiber fender didn't get hit and my hood, because I thought for sure either of these were going to be splintered all over the road after getting hit. And I can't believe that person didn't have the common decency to, you know, like pull over after hitting me. They just kept driving, so it's kind of crazy to think of that, but I'm glad that it was strictly cosmetic. We're going to get Sally fixed up. You're not going to be even able to tell that it got hit whatsoever. So I'm super excited to see what the new splitter looks like. Let's go ahead and take off this bumper so my buddy can pick it up and repaint it. If you guys are wondering why I didn't chase after the person, is because it was raining really bad. So I was limited to going around 30 miles an hour on the turnpike. If I went any faster, I probably would have hydroplaned. And I literally will put a video of what the conditions were like. So yeah, I couldn't chase after the person. It wasn't worth it. And I guess I was so caught up in the moment after they hit me that I didn't even like process chasing them after that. I thought that they would stop. So I hope that makes sense. You know, it was just like, I need to stop. That was kind of scary. The whole car got nudged and they didn't stop. Taking off the bumper is going to be super easy because I don't have a, what do you call it, a belly pan. I don't have fender liner in, so it's literally these bolts on top and then one or two within the wheel well. I might just time lapse the entire thing, but this is what you do. So this is an 8mm, and it just takes off these top bolts, and then you're pretty much set. Literally told you guys it would take 5 minutes, so everything is completely disconnected. I disconnected all my turn signals, everything, and now it's ready to be picked up. So he said he would get it done super quickly. Look how much tread I have on these front wheels though. I've been driving them for forever. The rears, it's not the same situation, but definitely need new rear tires. Definitely need to get this repainted. It's gonna look better with the gloss black splitter on the bottom. And now it's all set and ready to be picked up, really. I also need to replace that headlight over there. It stopped working, but Form Lighting already sent me a replacement. So we're all set and crispy with that. This is probably a good measure to put electrical tape on these pigtail harnesses just to make sure that no water gets in there, but it's not like I'm going to be driving the car that much when she's out of commission, so just going to park it up in the garage and keep everything in order, get the bumper back next week, and rock and roll. Alright, Elliot's going to come here and pick this up so he can repaint it, so we're just going to set it down over here. Arbor, repeat yourself.
Toby's numero uno.
Alright, there goes my boy Elliot with the bumper. You can see it sticking out of the window. It didn't fit in the truck bed. He had to put it in the cab. So it should be about a week and we'll get the car back, or the bumper back, and I'll have to reassemble and reinstall. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and close out the video. I can't wait to see the bumper repainted. Elliot also said he's gonna send me some videos of the full process. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.